7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Okay, we've seen your YouTube About page. Now tell us more. So we can expect to see some gardening videos from you folks? And I hear you've not only interviewed a lot of businesses, but some big YouTubers as well. And I hear you've been working on a project for the past 6 months, and you got 6 more months to go. You're gonna have to watch the show Monday night. We'll see you then. You're on.
See, he does it to me every time. Gives everybody, give us something to talk about every week. Yes, we're live again, and I wasn't paying attention. So we have not a newbie, I would say probably the youngest family that we've had on our live stream. These folks live 40 minutes away from us, possibly, thereabouts, Daryl? 40, 45? If even that. We still haven't met, but, sooner or later we will. Great family, beautiful little girl. So I'm gonna stop talking, and we're gonna bring Greeting Tree Farm on, and we'll go from there.
We are?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not ready.
Well, you better be.
You sure?
I'm sure positive. I got to finish greeting everybody.
I told you I wasn't ready.
Well,
I'm ready now.
What happens when you get old?
You are live, young lady. Say hi to everybody.
Hello, hello. Hi, how's everybody doing out there?
So, Greeting Tree Farm. Tell us a little bit about Greeting Tree Farm.
Yeah, so we are a husband, wife, and we have a 3-year-old. We live on a 5-acre homestead in rural Ohio, And we bought this property when we first got married, and we had a series of health issues that kind of pushed us into the homesteading lifestyle. So I have a lot of digestive health issues, and then my husband and I both struggle with anxiety. So we wanted to change our diet, and we also wanted to give our daughter the best start at life that we possibly could. So that was one of the main driving forces with wanting to eat healthier and garden and go back to a simpler lifestyle.
Anxiety. And she's a YouTuber?
Oh, yeah, that calms her right down, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
What's this?
Everybody has anxiety, right?
That doesn't cure you, nothing will.
So what prompted you to start making videos?
Well, I've always had a passion for writing and being creative. Back before I got married, I had so many different endeavors. In my single life, I had several small businesses, from a tomato farm. I had a cleaning business. I did writing and photography. So making the videos was just kind of a way for me to have a creative outlet. And then we also have the blog, greentreefarm.com. So it just kind of gave me something to do. I'm a stay-at-home mom, so it kind of gives me a hobby, a creative outlet for me. So, and I also just wanted to kind of put more positive stuff out there. There's so much garbage, out there in the media and on TV and YouTube. So I wanted to put more positive, encouraging stuff out there.
Well, if it's on the internet, it must be true,
Yeah, I've heard that.
That's very true.
I've heard that.
Oh, yes.
And if it's on YouTube, it's the gospel.
Oh, yeah.
So you are the driving force then behind the YouTube endeavors.
Yes, I do everything. I video, I edit. My husband does help with some. He's very technologically advanced. I am terrible at technology, so I've had to do a lot of learning. He works in the software industry, so he's kind of helped me create the website and figure out all the technicality stuff. But yes, I do most of the filming and all the editing, and I come up with the ideas. And then, of course, my daughter provides most of the entertainment. I mean, she's 3. What 3-year-old's not cute, right?
Well, yeah, that's true.
We'll be having a 2-year-old come over for a few days tomorrow. Maybe we'll bring him to your house on Wednesday.
All right.
Yeah.
Our youngest grandson.
Yeah, he's a handful.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
So you have your website, your YouTube channel is very, very interesting. I'm actually very amazed that you don't have a much bigger following as of yet. I know it takes time.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely the new YouTube policy kind of brought me down a little bit, 2018. So I wasn't really sure how that was going to affect my channel, but I'm not really doing this for money. It's more just a passion. So that's not really my driving force. But yeah, I've heard from everybody it takes a lot of time to build a following. So just trying to be patient.
Well, and we'll discuss that a little bit. You say you have a blog. Now, is this a daily blog that you write in, like a diary type thing?
No, as of right now, I try to put one post up once a week. I'm hoping to eventually move that to 2 to 3 times a week, but I'm still trying to kind of work out a schedule. And with having a 3-year-old, that makes it kind of difficult. And we're kind of moving her into homeschooling, doing sit-down book work. So I'm trying to fit that in my schedule. So as of right now, I'm doing 1 post a week, and I usually post it on Fridays.
Okay, and you're also putting up about 1 video a week, is that correct?
1 to 2, yes.
I know some weeks you've had more.
Yeah, mostly it's once a week. I try to put one up on Mondays and Fridays, but I at least try to get one up on Fridays.
Well, something I kind of left the people hanging with a little bit on the short promo at the ending there was this project you're in the middle of. So explain this a little bit in case, I'm sure not everybody, and everybody, you need to go check this out. This is this is really something different. A lot more people, I think, should take this to heart. So go ahead and tell them about your project.
Sure. So as of January 1st, 2018, we started a project called Project Unboxed. And it's a year-long experiment, where we're trying to exclusively shop local for an entire year. So the experiment is called Project Unboxed, Kicking My Big Box Store Dependency. And I got the idea for the project mainly because I wanted to be more intentional about my purchases, what I was buying and how I was consuming. So I grew up, in the age where we've always had Walmarts. Amazon became very popular in my adult life. So those big box stores have always been there in my lifetime. And I just wanted to, be more intentional about my purchases and really put more money into my own community instead of, putting it somewhere else. So I came up with this idea where we shop exclusively local for a year. We came up with a set of rules. So one of the rules is we can only shop within a 50-mile radius from our home for the first 6 months. And then the last 6 months, it shrinks down to a 25-mile radius. So we're actually approaching that mark here in the next month. And then if there's something that we need, like a household item, and we can't find it locally, then we run it through a list of questions. So those questions are, can we make it? Can we borrow it, rent it, buy it used or secondhand? Can we do without it? And then if we still need the item, then we'll go to the big box store and buy it, if it's an absolute need. So it's been really interesting. When I first, approached my husband about the project, he was like, yeah, this sounds great. Let's do it. And then about 2 weeks before January 1st, we kind of both had a freak out moment. We're like, oh my gosh, can we actually do this? Like, what are we going to do without Walmart or, Amazon, right? So it was kind of we had our, freak moment, but we got on board with it. And so far it's been going really, really well. I'm trying to document our journey on our YouTube channel, and I'm trying to interview local businesses to kind of show people what is available locally, because I think that's the biggest problem with changing our shopping habits is we don't know what is out there locally, and we don't have the time, to spend to go find these items, because, I have had to spend some time hunting down some things that we actually need. So it's been really interesting. I love doing the interviews and learning about the businesses and kind of the story of how they started their business and their passions. So that's been really cool. I've learned a lot of great things from the people around me. And I've learned a lot of things about myself and my own shopping habits, some good things and bad things. So that's been interesting as well.
Well, and I know that you've included grocery stores as a big box store.
Yes, I have. So here in Ohio, we have Kroger. That's a big store. And of course, Walmart, and we have Myers. So yeah, no Kroger, no Walmart, no Myers, no Aldi's, and of course, no Amazon.
Okay, now I'm gonna have to show that we are local here for just a moment. What about Stutes Market in Belleville, just for example, because that is a grocery store.
It is. So one of the rules is we do include franchises that are locally owned. That was one thing we did allow because I know people personally who own McDonald's chains and Chick-fil-A chains. They invested their own money. So by going there, you're actually supporting that family. So we did decide to allow that. But yeah, there is kind of a fine line because Kroger, for example, their headquarters is in Cincinnati, Ohio. So technically shopping there, I'm supporting my state. So I've had that question brought up to me several times. So it's kind of a borderline there, but we decided to not shop there just because it is technically a big box store. So.
Well, and I know that you've gone in and done some interviews with employees of some of these stores. Mm-hmm. Some of the big box stores. I know you did one with the Home Depot. And
we did.
And yes. Some other things like that. Have you ever been refused an interview?
I've had people not interested. We do have a local chain grocery store, so it was local to like a 4-county area. So they had at one point, I believe they had up to 10 grocery stores, and they've had to close them down slowly over time. I did contact the CEO. I wanted to get his perspective because when Walmart Supercenter came to our area, this grocery store went out of business. They had to start shutting down stores. You guys may know which one I'm talking about. I don't want to give names.
Oh, but, I think I do.
Anyways, so I did contact the CEO, and I wanted to do an interview to get his perspective, because his side of the story was probably not a good one, but I still wanted to get it out there. But he never contacted me, so that's been the only really negative response that I've had to it. I would love to interview Kroger. I haven't really tackled that yet, but I would love to try to get an interview with them.
Well, and something else that I think would be interesting is not only a single store perspective, but I know that you have one in the immediate area where you live. There's a Kroger's up here by us. Matter of fact, there's a couple of them in our area, 3 of them. And they all have their own store managers and stuff, and they all have their own little things that they're allowed to do and talk about. So I'm just throwing some stuff out here. You might have multiple other sources to hit there.
Well,
for sure, yeah, that's a great idea.
Stutes just opened up where the Geyers used to be here in Lexington. Stutes just
I don't know if you're aware of that or not, but Stutes just
they call it Main Street Market is what they're calling it.
Yes. Yeah, I did go in there and check it out a little bit, and it reminds me of the store that used to be there. So
yeah,
but it looks very nice.
Except it's a lot cleaner looking.
Yes.
In my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's bright, not dingy.
And there's a lot of the equipment in there that's not working.
Yeah.
That they walk. They walked into that. Yeah, they have a number of freezers in there that are they're empty. They're not working.
Okay.
But I think they're getting there.
That's good. Yeah.
You stop and think about it.
Home Depot was really, they were all open to doing the interview. I wanted to get their perspective on how as a big box store, do they support their local community? That was kind of my main purpose of the interview. And Home Depot actually does a lot. I was really impressed. They actually build community gardens all over cities to try to get people to learn how to garden and grow their own food. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And they also build houses for veterans who come back from military and they can't afford a home, so they actually will build the home for them. So I thought that was pretty cool. So they're at least, doing their part.
Well, and I think you'll find that there's a lot of stores that are very community-based, including Lowe's, Menards, Tractor Supply, and others.
So. For sure. I think my biggest thing, like I said earlier, I've learned some of my own shopping habits, both good and bad. And the biggest thing that I've learned is that, the big myth around shopping local is that it costs more. It's more expensive, than shopping the big box stores. Because the big box stores, they advertise that they're all about value.
Yeah.
So I've learned with shopping local that it's actually costing the same amount of money. But the difference is that I have to be more choosy about what I buy. I can't just, like when you go into Walmart, you go in with a list, right? And you're pushing your cart down the shopping aisle and you run into this big bin in the middle of the aisle full of fleecy blankets, and it's like a 2 for $10 deal, right? Can't pass that up, so you throw those in the cart, even though they're not on your list. and by the time you get to the checkout, you've got 5 things in there that weren't on your list. So, and you can do that at Walmart because things are cheaper, but shopping local, I can't do that. I have to be more choosy about what I buy. I have to think through all my purchases. I can't just throw stuff in the cart. So that's where it's costing the same amount of money. We're not buying as much stuff and not bringing as much stuff into the home. But, it is more expensive to shop local, although I have found a few things that are cheaper local. So that was surprising.
Daryl, our problem was we're supposed to take a list, apparently.
I take a list. It just Leave it in the car.
Yeah. It's like when they say, do you have coupons? Yes, my coupons at home. Can I use them? They just look at me. My dad, I can even remember, and coupons weren't as popular as what they are now. Years and years ago, obviously. My dad Mom would say, she needed something. Dad would go to the store and have a coupon. Whether we needed it or whether we used it, it didn't matter. He had a coupon and he was going to use it. That was my dad's thought on couponing. It's no wonder I have.
Yes, there's been many times where I've left my list at home on the counter. That's always a bummer.
So, what about costing more just to go get it? Because maybe you have to drive further, maybe you have to drive more places, make more stops.
Yes, that's a good question. That's been the big thing that my husband and I have debated over, because it basically comes down to convenience and how much your time is worth. So like back in February, we got hit with strep throat, and I had to make a run to the store to get, cough drops, and I was out of tissues. Like, I was out of all the stuff that we needed. So I went to Kroger and got the stuff, because it would have taken me a couple hours to run around and get all that stuff. And I didn't have the time to do it. So yes, the whole, what is your time worth and what does convenience, mean to you? That's been the big thing. So I think at the end of this, we'll kind of learn that there's a balancing act to it. For the most part, we'll probably continue to shop local, but there'll be those times when it actually makes more sense to shop the big box store.
Well, and we have noticed through your videos that we do shop at the same scratch and dent stores.
All right. That's awesome.
I think one of the ones is the one off of 314, isn't it?
Is it Bumpy Bargains?
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they have like
That's
canned dog food and canned cat food, and it's cheaper and I usually don't get the canned stuff. They eat dry. But for a treat, we'll buy it by the case, and every now and again I'll add it to their food. So yeah, we shop there also.
Yeah.
We're long overdue.
Well, the first time I went there, I had my daughter with me, and there's a window in the back. And for those of you watching, this store is run by the Amish, and they have a pasture behind the store, and this little pony came up to the window. So all the kids in the store were up at the window talking to the pony, and I was like, well, she would never get this experience, at a big box store. So that was kind of neat.
Brown
so that's
Homestead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I was just going to say, that's been another positive thing is my daughter can kind of roam a little bit more in the smaller store, whereas in the big box store, I have to really keep an eye on her because there's just so many people.
Yes.
It's just,
totally
the littler store is so much better for her.
I agree. Well, Brown Coat Homestead is saying that he loves your Back to Eden garden. Great work.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, well, we've gone to the gardening subject, so let's expand on that just a little bit, because it does kind of tie into your unboxing project. How much do you garden? Do you can? Do you preserve? What percentage of food would you say are you able to provide yourself on your property?
Well, I would say right now I probably have about 1 year's worth of food that I have saved for us. My goal is to get up to 2 years. So as far as fresh food goes, I'm probably providing half of the food, probably about half for fresh
pretty
food.
Good.
So I've been doing the Back to Eden garden for 3 years. Growing up, I had grandmothers that garden, and my stepmom always had a really big garden. So that's kind of where I learned it from. And then before I got married, I had a tomato farm. I had 1,000 tomato plants, and I sold them at farmers markets and stuff. Yeah, it was nuts. Gosh. It was kind of crazy.
Oh, Lordy.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was a good learning experience.
Oh wow, so cool.
But yeah, I've been gardening on my own for 3 years now, doing the Back to Eden garden, and I stumbled on the Back to Eden garden because when we first got married, I wanted to do a garden, and we didn't have a rototiller. And we didn't really have the money to go buy one. I didn't want to rent one. I was like, well, people, hundreds of years ago, they didn't have rototillers. How did they garden? So I Googled no-till garden, and I came across Paul Gauchke and the Back to Eden Garden, watched his video, and I was just sold. I thought, oh my goodness, like this is like a gem of a movie. Where has this been all my life? So that's what kind of got me into the Back to Eden Garden method, and it's been great.
Country Girl is asking, how did you come up with your channel name?
Oh, well, let's pass on that for right now.
Let's pass on that one.
For right now,
Okay.
we will circle back to that one.
We'll get back to that one, Dawn.
Well, that's.
Yeah, Stephen, 1,000 tomato plants. Can you even imagine?
Well, yeah. All right. A couple questions on your tomato farming.
I tend to get crazy
Sure.
Experience.
when we start with our garden and how many varieties. There's like, you sure you want? Yeah.
Well, that was going to be my first question. How many different varieties of tomatoes did you grow?
Let's see. The first year I did 5 because I was trying to I didn't want to get overcomplicated, and I was selling these at farmers markets and produce auctions. So I was trying to kind of keep it simple. And then the next year I tried 3 more. So I had 8 varieties the second year.
And how much property did it take to run 1,000 plant? I don't even know what to call it. Plot?
It took 1/4 of an acre. I fit 1,000 plants in 1/4 of an acre.
Okay, so you didn't leave a lot of extra room then.
No, it filled the entire 1/4 acre.
That would be our whole garden here, plus more.
Oh yeah, yeah, and probably 18 inches apart or something.
Wow.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. I mentored actually under an Amish family. The family, they sold produce there's 2 produce auctions that I know of here in Central Ohio. There's a really big one up in Amish country, and then there's one close to where I live. And he was selling at both. And so he kind of took me under his wing and showed me the ropes. And it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. But I literally got up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I would work out there for 3 hours. And I also had a cleaning business. So I would go do a cleaning job, come back, package my tomatoes, take them to the auction or the market, and then come back home and work some more till sundown. And it was nutso. It was a lot of work, but like I said, it was really a good learning experience.
Well, and I'm a little curious. What did it turn out that the tomato venture was a profitable one?
Yes. So the first year I broke even, and the second year I made like a little over what it was like only maybe a few $100s over what I invested the second year. And the biggest problem for me was I was a one-man farm basically. I had no help. And I'm competing against, most of the people selling at these produce auctions are Amish families, and they have big families with all those helping hands. So I just didn't have the manpower to continue. So I did end up getting out of it.
Mm-hmm. Well,
But I think the key though for if I were to do it again, I would do it on a much smaller scale and have more variety. Like, don't just grow tomatoes. I would be growing like a little bit of everything. I think that would be the key. And the Back to Eden Garden. See, I wasn't doing Back to Eden Garden back then, so I think that would help too.
Well, I'm sure that it would. Do you have any animals? Any livestock?
Not at this point. We just have cats and dogs, but we are getting chickens next spring. I'm really excited about that. And then we're hoping to get goats eventually.
Okay, you said that you and your husband purchased the property when you got married, and if I'm not mistaken, it's a 5 acres or so, thereabouts.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Was it bare property? Did you build a home? Was there a house already there? Or are you living in an 1800s house that you had to renovate?
The house was already here. And it was built in 2002, so no, it's no like old farmhouse or anything like that. But yeah, the house was already here. We loved the property because it was very secluded, and it's very rural in our area, so it's very quiet, and not a lot of neighbors, which is what we like.
So how long have you been there now?
It'll be 5 years this August.
So you're 5 years in. Are you today where you thought you would be 5 years ago? I mean, are you?
No, the plan is. Hello? You guys still there?
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Yes, still here. We had a brief problem here.
Okay. Wait, well, why are you whispering? Can they still hear you?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear. Yeah.
We can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear us? Okay.
I can hear you. I just can't see anything.
Yeah. It was on. I think something happened if Daryl's PC took a surge or something, because mine was fine, but
All right.
poof.
Yeah, they can't. So
So,
okay. Okay. Sorry about that.
oh, I don't believe it was your problem here. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I'm working on it here. So,
While you're doing that, Garden Love is asking, how many kids do you have?
We currently just have one. She's 3.5 years old.
okay.
And she's a cutie.
All right, hold on, because
Thank you.
I don't think we're broadcasting right now. They have sound, but they have no
Oh, they're
video.
frozen. Okay. Only sound. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I guess we are frozen.
Okay.
So I'm working on that. If you want to just go ahead and talk, or if you two want to go ahead and talk, I'll keep working on this. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but we'll figure it out here.
Well, that was crazy. Still going on.
Yeah. Huh.
Yes. She has a. Oh, thank you, Molly. There's a long story behind my trolls. Plus, all of our moderators have a troll, so we made sure of that. She is, Stephen. She's a cute little girl with lots of energy, and her mom's blonde hair. And I can just remember when my kids were that small, but I didn't have the garden and everything for them to go out in like she does.
She's growing up so fast. It's crazy.
And Russell White is saying, ask Nicole about her beautiful doggies.
Yes, we have 2 huskies. One's 9.5 and the other is a puppy. She'll be a year this August.
Oh, cool. Yeah, half-acre rooms technology is great. You got that right. No, B-Lady, and I posted that, but I have not changed outfits on the trolls. It's blue and white, same as they've always been. 7D, I got my package today. Oh, you know that already. I posted that on Facebook. If anybody wants some awesome tea cakes, get with Sherry from 7D Farms. 7D Farm, excuse me. B-Lady wants to know if that's you doing it where they hear the music.
Tell her I am trying to.
Well, they can hear you, so you can tell her.
Okay, well, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get things re-enabled here without having to shut it down and restart. So that's
Gotcha.
That's where I'm at.
Garden Love is also asking, what are you growing now?
We are growing, let's see, we've got lettuce, we have romaine, and then we have like a green mix lettuce. Lots of herbs. I have oregano, basil, chamomile, cilantro, lavender. And then the other things we have in the garden are cucumbers, watermelon, cantaloupe, butternut and acorn squash. We have 3 different varieties of tomatoes, including an heirloom German heirloom, which is really good. We've got green beans, onions, garlic, strawberries, asparagus. We have 3 different kinds of peppers, and we have okra.
We can keep the okra. The rest I'll take.
A lot of people don't like it. I understand. We deep fry it, and I feel like everything fried is good. But it does have a really pretty flour. So if you don't like to eat it, it does have a pretty flour.
Yeah. My youngest son likes fried okra. I don't care what it is.
Oh, okay.
My mom used to make like vegetable soup way back when I was a kid, and I'd always pick out the okra. I guess she thought I wouldn't know what it was.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of you either like it or you don't. I feel like.
Yeah. But we have I don't know 7 or 8 different kinds of hot peppers, and we have sweet peppers and eggplant, tomatoes.
Ooh, eggplant.
Oh yeah, I love 2 different kinds of eggplant. I love eggplant.
Okay.
And tomatoes and green beans and I don't know what else. Garlic. Something ate all of our carrot tops.
So how big is your guys' garden?
How big is our garden, Daryl?
It's roughly 75 by 40.
Oh wow. Okay. You guys are pros.
It's a hit and a miss. The garden, I love. Ask how many beds do you need to have all of it?
Well, our current so the garden's kind of a funny story. When we first put our garden in, we have a septic system, so we got the plans from the health department to make sure it wasn't on the leach field. We put it in the backyard, and we noticed we were having some issues. So we had a company come out and show us exactly where the leach field was, and our garden was right on top of the leach field. So that garden was 40 by 25. It was a decent sized garden, and we had to move it. So this year we decided to shrink it down. So our current garden is 20 by 30. And right now I only have 2 raised beds. I have a raised bed for my potatoes, and then I have one for the asparagus. Everything else is directly in the ground. So everything, all of that, excluding the herbs, is in a 20 by 30 rectangle. And then all my herbs are in my front flower bed.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a lot of the herbs and that up front here. Our house is situated where the driveway is against the back of the house, and to come in from the driveway, you have to come in the basement to go up the stairs to come to the first level. And my garden is out back, so that means I have to go down the basement, out the door, and then it's just the way my arthritis and that is going, it's harder for me just to get down and up the stairs. So I'm putting a lot of my stuff in pools. I had Daryl drill some holes, just old kids' pools, and I'm filling the side of the house. That we don't have to mow that area, and I'll have my herbs and my veggies up here.
That's really creative. I like that idea.
Yeah, I put an ad like on Facebook Marketplace to see if anybody had any old children's pools that they wanted to give away. So I got a few like that.
Yeah, that's really neat. I'll have to remember that.
Yeah, they don't have to be clean. I have one where the dogs are that they don't like water. They'll drink it, but it's not for bathing or anything like that. They're the ones that'll stand there and lick it, or stand in the pool and drink the water, but you can't get in there to wash them. So I have one there. I didn't think about taking out, but
okay, let's ask the people here. I'm not going to be able to reinitialize this without stopping and restarting the program, which will do a temporary stop on the stream. We still have sound. We can continue sound only and just be that way, or we can jump right back in. So,
okay, folks, you heard Daryl. He's going to leave it up to you if you want to just do the like we're doing right now as far as podcast type where there's no video, or if you want to take a few minutes and let Daryl reboot his system.
Well, no, I don't have to reboot, but just
restart it.
Yeah.
Whatever's easiest for you, dear. So time for you to go get your water. Go to the bathroom. Consider this a bathroom break at the movies. Everybody line up for the women's restroom because we know that's the one that's going to be a line. Go ahead, Daryl. Yeah, they're stuck with us. They'll be back.
All right, we'll be right back.
We pause for this technical moment.
Well, you're not going out.
Never mind. Can't hear me. Talking to myself.
Right. We're picking up the stream right now, and you should be live again now.
Am I live?
You should be live
My
again.
picture's here.
Okay.
Yes, everything's okay.
Now I'm still working on.
Everything's not okay. Don't believe a word I say. Big Bear, I hear you're having an auction. Tell us a little bit about it. Well, they can see me talking and moving, but they can't hear me.
They can't hear you?
They see me. Big Bear's counting down. Sign language?
Say something again.
Try it again. Can you hear me yet?
Try it again.
We can hear you. Deep South can hear me. Texas can hear me, but the South can't hear me.
They should be able to hear and see you.
Yeah, they can see and hear me now.
Right.
I'm back to being dangerous.
Right now, Nicole's the only one I don't have back up.
Good.
They can hear her,
Okay.
But we can't see her.
but they can't see her yet.
Okay.
Okay.
I can't see anything on my end.
Oh, Big Bear, I didn't know that. Oi, and her cancer's back. When is it going to be, Big Bear? Jason? Oh my. I'm so sorry. I didn't know that.
I don't know that Nicole has chat up, so she probably has no idea what you're.
Oh. No, I don't. I don't have it up.
Big Bear Homestead. I heard on I was on a live stream earlier that Big Bear is having an auction for Kitty's Homestead. So he's in the chat here, and I asked him what the auction was for. And apparently Kitty's husband had an accident, and he's going to be out of work for at least 6 months, and Kitty's cancer is back. Yeah. Jason, if you have the date, go ahead and post it. And that way we can let everyone know.
Okay, Nicole, you are back. Sherry, you're there. Everybody's working again, I assume.
Russell says, too bad Nicole doesn't know anyone who is IT savvy. Her husband is a pro at that stuff. Just saying. Russell, my husband was IT management. That was his career.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I say I have my own PC guru, I was being really serious, not facetious.
All right.
Oh, you got him. You're back. We're all back.
Everybody's back. Everybody's working.
Back. Yeah.
So I'll tell you what I want to do here, because I was just kind of sweating bullets here that we would get that redone. I hate cutting a stream in the middle. So I'd say it's trivia time. So let me bring that over.
$2 trivia time?
$2 trivia time.
$2 trivia. I think we have new folks in here that may not know what we're talking about.
Okay. So what we do here every Monday night is we have a couple trivia questions that revolves around our guest of the evening. We have some very simple rules here. And obviously, if you have any kind of contest, you got to have rules. And they are, you can only win once every 4 weeks. You must be the first person to answer the question correctly in the chat window as it is received and recorded on the stream here. If you notice on the screen right now, you will see the chat is embedded in going up the center of the screen. That is the official order. The chat on your computer may be in a different order. If you are the winner, please send us an email with your address within 48 hours, and we will send you a $2 bill. Okay. It is not blue. It is not pink. It is not 7 pounds. It is not 13.
Okay, hold on. Daryl, you ready for the question?
Am I ready for the question?
Are you ready to do the question?
I am ready to do the question.
Okay. I'm going to put a line up here, so anything above the line does not count. When do you want me to do this?
You go ahead, because I'm ready.
Okay, go ahead. Okay.
All right. The question is, from Nicole and family, why is our property called Greeting Tree Farm?
No, do I answer now?
No.
Okay.
They're the ones who have to answer.
Okay. That would have been bad.
Why is their channel and property called Greeting Tree Farm? Rosanna says you have talking trees.
Yes, me lady, you can play.
The White House, the white picket fence. Trees greet them at the driveway. I think that will qualify.
Yep.
The white picket fence. Okay, we have a winner. White picket fence. Please send an email to twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com. Give us your mailing address, and we will send you in a little plain white envelope. Little brown. Is it white or brown?
White.
All right, little white envelope. We'll send you a $2 bill. All right.
Go.
That was pretty fast. I'm impressed.
Don't faint, picket fence. Not unless we have somebody there to bring you back.
Okay. All right. So we'll open up the
Jason,
phones.
I almost choked on that. Jason says, because they have a friend that'll come fix a tractor. Just saying. Wait, Mr. Jason, aren't you selling said tractor?
Okay. We'll
Cheesecake.
open up the phone line here.
You just wait, Jason. You'll get your cheesecake in October. Ooh, Carrie got fruit trees. Just got from Mountain Cedar Trees. I think I do white picket fence. If I don't, I will message you. I'm fairly certain I do. So what kind of trees did you get, Carrie? We have 2 peach, 1 that we didn't think was going to live, 2 plum, 2 pear, 4 apples. Right?
No. Yes. Well, you got 5 more peach.
5 more peach saplings, yeah.
All right. We have a phone call. This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Hi, yeah, Stephen.
Stephen.
Homestead.
Stephen, how you doing?
Doing great.
Nicole, can you hear him okay?
Yes, I can hear him.
Okay.
Hi, yeah, I was just call and say hi, and it's been a great pleasure and a joy watching some of your videos ever since I saw that Daryl and Sherry were going to be interviewing you, and I already watched all of the videos of the unboxing, and they've been great and just a lot of fun information.
Great. Thank you so much. We appreciate you watching our videos.
Do you have
the one I liked the most that I've seen recently was the the pizza making with your little lady. That was fun.
Oh, yeah, that was fun. She really loves to make pizza, and we like to eat it, so it's a win-win.
Yeah, homemade pizza is the best way to do it. And
It sure
now that
is.
I've got your recipe, I'm gonna try it myself.
Okay, great. You'll have to let us know how it turns out for you.
I'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Stephen.
So, what's your favorite thing about with homesteading? Is my big question.
Favorite thing? Probably just the satisfaction of doing something for yourself. I really like, going out to the garden and knowing that I can grow my own food to feed my family. We have a wood burning stove, so, I can heat my home. Like, heating my home is up to us. I don't have to depend on anybody else. So that's probably my favorite thing. And also, I do like just the nature in general, and homesteading is very much, into nature. So I just love being outside.
Well, thank you, and you have a great week and great night, and thanks for another fun-loving interview, Daryl and Sherry.
Thank you, Stephen.
Thanks for calling,
Great, thank
Stephen.
you.
Appreciate it.
All right, you have a good one.
You have a good week. Bye-bye.
Nicole,
Bye.
the white picket fence is asking, what kind of trees do you have?
Trees, lots of walnuts and oak trees, silver maples. We're planning on starting an orchard probably this fall. I would really like to have apple trees and peach trees and plum trees and pear trees. That's kind of the next endeavor for us. That and chickens.
Do you have plans for other livestock besides chickens, or is that just your your gateway animal, I guess?
That's our gateway animal, but yeah, I would really like to do goats eventually. I'd love to try the whole family cow thing. We'll just have to see where it goes. As of right now, we have a pasture back behind our property, and we actually have a conservationist guy coming actually this week. Apparently, I don't know if this is true for every state, but if you contact your local extension office, they actually have programs to help conserve the land. So he's actually going to come out and help us put in a butterfly field and a pollinator field so that we can attract, all those healthy pollinators. So that's kind of exciting.
If you plan on getting goats, I will tell you right now, hands down, the first person to contact is Rose from Wholesome Roots. She is the queen of goats.
All right, that's good to know. I'll need all the help I can get.
Big Bear Homestead. Jason is asking if your husband is on board with the homesteading.
Yes, he is. He is very into the whole doing things for ourselves mentality. Like I said, he is very into technology. That is his career, but he's very much a homebody. He likes just being home and tending to the property and to the house and to everything we have to take care of. He loves the garden, so he's definitely on board. I'm probably more more extremist. I would love to just go off grid and very primitive. And he's more like, no, let's slow it down here and balance things out. Let's have some electricity here, So, it's a good match.
That's good. Yeah, I'm not one. I don't think I would be good at off grid. Number one, I don't do outhouses, so we know I would be good with off grid. Oh, I know there was another question here. Someone asked, maybe not. Thought someone asked what type of trees do you have? Maybe that was earlier. No, I guess not.
Well, Daniel is asking, and I'm not sure he's actually asking her, but he's asking something about bee population. So the question in the chat is simply, how is the bee population in your area? He's not seen any near here this year. So obviously that you need those for your garden and other things. So is that something you have any intentions of getting into? Some beekeeping or?
I would like to eventually. Actually, the last 2 years we had a natural bee habitat in our woods. And I called a beekeeper to kind of give me some information about it because I didn't know what to do with it, if I should just leave it, or they didn't seem, they were definitely honeybees because they weren't aggressive at all. I could get pretty close to them. And it was really interesting. He told me just leave them alone because, you know, beehives naturally happening in nature are getting less and less. So he was like, you know, leave them alone. And they actually did the whole swarm thing and moved. So they're not there anymore, but it was really fascinating. I used to go and watch them. I just thought they were really interesting. So I would definitely like to get into bees at some point, but chickens first.
Yeah.
Jason at Big Bird Homestead has asked, do you homeschool or plan to homeschool? And I know you mentioned something about homeschooling earlier in the program before he was here. So go ahead and tell us about the homeschooling plans.
Yeah. So we are planning on homeschooling our daughter. She, like I said, she's 3.5. So we started doing kind of transitioning her into sit down book work when she turned 3. Nothing crazy, you know, just trying to keep it fun but inflexible. So we are planning on homeschooling her. I've tried 2 different curriculums. I'm still kind of trying to decide, but I've got a little bit of time. But she loves it. She loves sitting down to do her book work. Cool. And we try to sit down 3 times a week, and she'll do, you know, a couple pages. Sometimes she'll do 5 or 6 pages. It just kind of depends. We do read to her a lot. The nice kind of thing in our area is we do have a private school that offers a homeschool program. So it's kind of like a hybrid option. So what you can do is you homeschool, but then you enroll them in the homeschool program, and 1 day a week they go to the school and they do like their specials. So they'll do like their music and their gym and their art. And then when they get to high school, if there's a class that, you know, I don't feel comfortable teaching, like chemistry or something, she can do kind of a case study or a private study through the school. So it's kind of nice that we have that option, only 10 minutes from her house. But as of right now, the plan is to full-time homeschool her.
Cool. Maria is asking, if you went off grid, what laundry method would you use?
And you got to say the rest of it.
Yeah, she's asking because she can't picture her life without a machine. I hear you, Maria.
Well, I don't know. I'd probably try to find one of those ringer things. I think that would be really helpful. I don't have a pond or anything, so I'd have to haul water. It'd be a lot of work to haul, having to haul water and stuff. But I guess I would just figure it out.
Yeah, I understand that. Stephen Browncoat Homestead is asking, do you think you may get rabbits sometime?
Rabbits? I haven't really looked into rabbits. We wouldn't eat them. We do follow a biblically clean diet, so I don't know. What else do you use rabbits for? I don't know much about them.
A friend of ours, a lady that I used to work with, she uses the droppings for her garden.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, yeah,
rabbits
you can
and the chickens.
You can use the rabbit poop for the gardens, but
okay.
I think probably what they're referring to more than anything is meat rabbits.
Well, yeah, I understand.
So yeah, you eat them. You eat them.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that about the manure, but that makes sense. Mm-hmm.
Jason is asking, saying when you were talking about the homeschooling, Rod and staff have a great preschool program that did wonders for my kids.
Okay,
so
that's good to know. Yeah,
something to look
great.
into.
Yeah, I've used Christian Light Education. I learned about them through Tiny Notes from Home. It's another YouTube channel. So I tried that and I really liked it. And now I'm trying EBOOKS. So I'm but I will definitely look into the Rod and Staff. I have heard of that, but I haven't looked into it. So thank you. I'll take all the help I can get.
Yeah,
I was public schooled, and so was my husband. So the homeschooling thing's kind of a new thing for us.
Yeah, Food Forest Permaculture is going to use the rabbits for gloves.
Yeah, Big Bear Homestead says Big Bear says rabbit poop is garden gold.
Yeah,
right.
rabbit
Good to
tea
know.
and fur and
Gloves, jackets.
Food Formers also says a hat. So yeah, I guess there's a lot of uses for those little bunnies.
Oh Lord.
I guess so.
Oh, speaking of, and this has nothing to do with Nicole and her channel, but Jason, that raccoon cap that you sent Danny was awesome. Especially when he showed the eyes and the ears.
Yeah, you did a nice job on that, Jason.
Out of this world. You went all out for that thing. Yeah, we're not allowed to have chickens here. We live in an allotment and we don't have enough land.
Okay, now
Okay.
But they didn't say anything on dogs.
I want to follow up on a statement that was made here a little bit earlier by Russell White. I'm guessing you know Russell.
Yeah, that's my father-in-law.
It's
Hey,
your father.
Russ.
Oh, that's why.
Okay.
That's why he asked that last question.
It says Nicole's
You're
husband's
busted.
name is actually Mr. Greeting Tree Farm.
That's what, didn't you see
I'm
after
sorry?
that? I asked him if he saw the
Yeah.
video.
Yeah, Nicole's husband's name is actually Mr. Greeting Tree Farm. True story.
Yeah, true story.
She's not going to elaborate.
No. Well, and then
What-
his last question was, any plans for more children? I may be biased. That's when I figured right there and then he has to be family. That's cool.
Yeah, he's definitely family. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I don't know.
Are your in-laws local also?
No, they live out of state on the West Coast. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, very, very far away. So, but I have gotten the privilege of going there. So that was really, I've never been to the West Coast. It's beautiful. My father-in-law lives up in Oregon. So that was really neat. And my mother-in-law lives in Arizona. So.
Grizz, if you're still on here, Grizz lives in Oregon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful state.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
7D Farm is asking, what's the hardest homesteading lesson you have learned so far in your homesteading journey?
That's a good question. That's a good question for
That is a good question.
a collab video, Sherry. That was good.
Yeah, that's a really good question. Probably the hardest thing is probably being different is probably the hardest thing. Yeah, I would say that's the hardest thing. It's just being different from mainstream society. What about you guys, two family homestead?
Well, I've been different all my life, so.
Nothing wrong with that.
Got quiet all of a sudden.
Yes. Well, let's see. We got somebody else came in here from Kentucky, has jumped in here.
Yeah, getting started on homesteading. Yep.
And Michael Gross says he's in Eastern Oregon. So.
Okay, great. Yeah. It's really pretty out there.
I don't know that we have any people from overseas in here this evening, but.
No, I don't think so. Well, we did. We had Beverly. She was on last week.
Oh, okay. And somebody's in Washington. Rosanna is in Washington. So. And, of course, Big Bear's in Georgia.
I've never been to Georgia.
I haven't either.
We've been through it.
A little bit of it.
Mm-hmm.
We
Yeah.
went to Mississippi
Yeah.
the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We caught the corner of it.
We did it did we do it this past year? Going from Tennessee? Yeah, we did,
Yeah.
didn't we?
Yeah. Sure did.
Yeah, Beverly. Thank you, Beverly. I knew you were in here somewhere. She's in the UK.
And 7D's and from Mississippi. So we pretty much have the continental United States covered, and UK as well.
Nice.
Yeah, Carrie, I have my sister's in Southern California.
So I know that you have go on to Layman's to meet Doug and Stacy last year. Have you made any other trips to any of the homesteading conventions? Is that what we call them? Conferences?
I have not. I wanted to go to the Appalachian Homesteading Conference because that's the closest to me, I believe. But we ended up having company come that same week, so it didn't work out. But I'm hoping next year for sure. But you guys have you guys been to all of them or just a couple?
Well, we've been to the Appalachian twice. We've been to the Homesteaders of America conference. We go up see
we'll
the.
Be going again in October.
Yeah, we'll be going again in October. We go up to Michigan to the Hoot Nanny.
Yeah, do you know about that, Nicole?
I don't know. What's that?
Pratt Family Homestead. They live in Michigan. They started last year. They called it, I forget who came up with the name, but it was called the Michigan Hoot Nanny. And they just had a get-together, not a conference. It was picnic style on a Saturday. This year it's the end of July. I forget, 28th maybe, I'm not sure. It's going to be at 10 a.m. to like a 10 p.m. thing at a campground in Michigan.
Okay.
And it's meet a lot of people. Good way to meet other homesteaders, other homesteaders with children, even your daughter's age. So they're on Facebook. I'll go ahead when we're done. I'll send you that link. But
yeah, that'd be great. Yeah. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, they're a great family and they have young children.
Yeah. You never know where we're going to show up. Big Bear was at this at this little craft show down in Tennessee, and we walked in the door.
Yeah. Yeah. Dana didn't even know you were showing up.
They didn't have any idea we were coming.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
And speaking of that, there's going to be some things going. Part of our thing that we're doing here this year, we're going to be visiting some other places. We're going to go out to I can't think what it's called. What do you call that out in Montana?
I don't know what they're calling it. The off-grid of Doug and Stacy. I don't know what they're calling it.
Yeah,
That's Life conference, that could be.
Oh, that's I did hear about that.
Yeah, that's in August.
Yeah.
White Pictic Fencers said they're from Ohio, transplanted in Missouri.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Country Girl is asking what's the best advice you can give to someone just starting on homesteading?
Best advice would be to start slow. Don't take on too much too quickly because you'll get burned out and overwhelmed.
Okay.
So yeah.
let me get the second trivia question up because and I know we had the interruption, but time is getting away from us here. So. All right, let me quickly go over the rules. You can only win once every 4 weeks. Must be the first person to answer the question correctly in the chat window as it's received and recorded on the stream here. That stream is embedded into the screen in front of you, and that is the official order of finish. And no, it's not 3, it's not 7, it's not night dawn, it's not 45. But the question is, name 2 products that we, meaning Greedy Tree Farm, will be selling from our website later this year. Name 2 products that they'll be selling from their website later this year. No, it's not soap and honey. Let's see. Food and crafts, soap, soap and honey, candle soap, yarn food, soap and cheesecake. Cheesecake?
I'm surprised that wasn't Jason with the cheesecake one. There we go. Cheesecake and pumpkin pie. I knew he'd get in there somewhere.
I wish. Cheesecake's awesome.
We won't go into that. I brought that last year to the Homestead of America conference. 7 hours I drive for the cheesecake.
Oh, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Must have been pretty good.
Well, I promised it to somebody, to Rose from Wholesome Roots.
Okay.
Tractor repair. But you're selling that tractor, Jason?
Yes, we'll get a link in there to their channel. Absolutely.
Mary Smith is because I told him I would bring him cheesecake in October to the conference.
Well, you folks have said, a couple of different people have said one of the items. And no, it's not rabbit mittens. And it is not soap. It is not soap. It is not seeds. It is not rabbit poop. She doesn't know what rabbits are yet.
Nice try, Dan.
Although, I mean, if that stuff's worth gold, maybe I should be selling it. I don't know.
It is not there's soap is not involved, and food products are not involved.
He is having a hard time, isn't he, Mary?
Socks and hats, no. Although one of the items, here's a clue, one of the items is a material.
Oh, my Lord.
No, it's not t-shirts, but good guess. Candles and apron, that's just not quite there. Candles and a material. Russell White says candles and a material.
You're not allowed to guess. Your family.
Aprons and pot holders. Yarn and candle. Candles and crack. Honey and aprons. Candles. Country girl. Candles and towels. I think that's close enough for the for the prize here. Candles and towels. Country girl. All right. Patches and aprons. Herbs and aprons. Candles and cotton. Yeah. Okay, country girl. Candles and towels. That's the answer. Dish towels, but towels is close enough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we have an extra here. And the only reason I'm doing this is because we're already over an hour into the show here, and I don't want to. I know some people were not planning to be up late, so let me bring our next question over. Okay, the same rules apply as far as on the screen. Let me show you what you're playing for, because this one is not a $2 bill.
It's a $3 bill. We just made them up this morning.
This is a book called A Year on the Homestead. This is it's a planner.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's like a planner. It's kind of a diary type thing that you can take notes, everything that's happened on your homestead for a year.
And it is created by a homesteader.
Yes. This book is produced by T.M. Copeland of Whistle Thicket Farmstead.
And he's the one who just had the beard contest.
And it's a really, really nice book. I don't know how well you can see some of the stuff inside here, but it is a very nice book. And this is what the prize is. They were kind enough to donate this, and Whistle Thicket Farmstead. We thank you very, very much. We'll take 5 or 6 more of these to pass out.
Yeah,
we'd love to do that because they are really, really nice. I don't know, Sherry. Do you know? Is this something that people can buy?
Yes, it's sold on Amazon.
Oh, it's sold on Amazon.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. So there you go. Let me bring this back now. All right, so our bonus trivia question is, question for the planner. Where are we, Two Family Homestead, going Friday, June the 29th? Where are we going Friday, June the 29th? We've talked about it for the past month. And so if you'd like to meet up with us, there's a location that if you know where we're going, you know where to go. Daniel, God is my judge. He was the first one. He misspelled it, but it's layman's, and that's where we're going to be. So Daniel is the first one here. And Wildflower Valley Farm was second. So, and I'll tell you what, I wish we had a bunch of these books to go with, because this is really, really a nice book. By all means, check this out. I'm gonna put this back on the screen here for just a moment. Check this out on Amazon. A Year on the Homestead. It is by Whistle Thicket Farmstead, Tom Copeland. And I'll just read to you what it says on the back. Tom Copeland homesteads with his horse training wife and chicken loving daughter in the mountains of western North Carolina. He is a science teacher, forager, hiker, and paddler. That's what it says. His favorite homestead moments are with his family. But it's a really nice looking book. By all means, check it out on Amazon. And if he would like to give us a few more copies to give away, we'd be more than happy to do it. Great price. Thank you very much, Mr. Copeland. All right. You guys are back. I'm sorry for all the interruptions, Nicole.
Oh, that's all right.
And just so you know, it is like 10:19 right now. I don't know what your time schedule is, and I don't know what everybody else's is. But a few people are starting to leave. I wanted to get those giveaways in. We had the technical issues earlier. So you folks that are having to leave, thank you so much for stopping by this week. We appreciate it. Go check out Greeting Tree Farm. Great little channel. And I'm sure with doing projects like she's been doing, she's very ambitious. She's got a good thing going here, a growing channel.
Thank you.
Okay, Deep South Texas has in the chat here, says, I'm a new YouTuber. Do you have any insights into having a YouTube channel? So give us your perspective on as a newer YouTuber.
Well, I just kind of jumped right in and started using it. It was a lot of learning as I go kind of a thing. So I say just jump in and just start doing it. You know, your videos aren't going to be perfect, but you just got to you know, as long as you're putting out your best effort, just keep putting them out there and you'll get better and better the more you do it. And just be yourself too.
Do you have any other big projects?
This year we are building the chicken coop, so we're going to do that this fall. As far as the garden goes, it's pretty much in place. It'll be canning season, as you guys know, so we'll be knee deep in canning. That's about it for this year. So, yep.
So, do you do your canning in the kitchen, or do you have a small stove outside that you maybe to keep the heat out? Or
I do it in the kitchen as of right now. Yeah, I've thought about trying to do something outside, but for right now, it's the kitchen, and my stove has seen some wear and tear. That's for sure.
I have a question about your upcoming herd of chickens. The herd? Mm-hmm. Flock of chickens. Are you just going to free range those, or let them run around? Are you going to contain them somehow? Are you going to just have them in a fenced off coop area, or?
Yeah, we're kind of going to do a little of both. The way our property sits is our yard is enclosed in tall grass, so it's very secluded, and our yard sits far back from the road. So the plan is to have a chicken coop with an enclosed area so we can put them, you know, away at night. And if we're going to be gone all day, I probably would just keep them in there. But the plan is when I'm home to let them free range.
Okay. I was just kind of curious what,
yeah.
You know, yeah. I know some people can go visit Rural King and come back with critters they didn't expect.
We had a question earlier, Mary Smith. What kind of problems did you have gardening over your septic field lines?
Well, parts of the garden, nothing would grow. That was a big issue. But then there was parts of our garden where things got ginormous. Like our first year, our zucchini plant was almost as tall as me, and I'm 5'1". I don't know. I feel like that's really big for a zucchini plant.
Yeah, I'd say so.
But we were just concerned with, especially like the root vegetables, and I had asparagus, and from what I've read, the roots of asparagus go down up to 13 feet. So we were just concerned that those things would kind of get into the piping. And from everything that my husband researched, he just felt like it didn't really encourage a healthy leach field. So that's why we decided to move it, kind of just to be safe than sorry kind of a thing.
That's very true.
Well, especially with a Garden of Eden type where you have it wood chip covered, and that maintains the moisture in the ground there.
Yeah, that's very true. Yes.
I was asking, and I don't think I did ask this one. What's the best advice you can give to someone just starting on homesteading?
That would be to start slow, and don't start things too fast, or you'll get overwhelmed and burnt out. I've done that a couple times.
I like this Russell White. And just so you know, he says, yeah, right, 5'1", maybe in your shoes.
Yeah, he's a funny guy, all right. Yes, I'm very short, and I'm left-handed. He gives me a hard time about that. But I just remind him, because I'm left-handed, I'm in my right mind.
Yeah, my daughter is left-handed also.
Yeah.
Deep South Texas, I'm a new YouTuber. Do you have any insights into having a YouTube channel?
I probably my best advice is just open up an account and just get started. There's lots of videos out there that you can kind of learn from as far as like what editing software and things like that. But the biggest thing is just, you know, use what you got. Like if you have a camera, just start using that and you can build from there and, you know, find the best software that works for you. And like I said, there's lots of YouTube videos that review that kind of stuff if you're having a hard time picking something out. But then just start making videos.
70 Farm is wondering, who is your favorite YouTuber?
Ooh, man, that's a toughie. I really like Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. They're one of my favorite channels. I love James and Lee. Is it James and Lee? Let me see. James and Lee Affiliate Ministries is one of my other really favorite channels. And I like Fautomatic Off Grid. Two Family Homestead, of course. Let's see. Those are probably my top favorites.
Stephen from Browncoat Homestead, have you thought about ducks for the homestead?
Ducks, I have. I was doing some reading about them, and I don't know a lot about it. I have a lot to learn, but yes, I've heard really good things about ducks, and I definitely would like to get some of those. Don't they eat slugs? I have slug problems.
Well, the chickens will take care of that.
Okay. I have ticks really bad too. Ticks are terrible here.
I think they'll help, but I think you need guineas for ticks or something. Anyway.
Yeah.
Michael Gross is asking, just eggs or meat chickens?
Both.
Both. Okay. So have you ever done any, processing?
I have not, no, but my best friend's family has, and I already told them that they have to teach me.
Okay.
So, no, this will be a first for me. I've only had dogs and cats. So, chickens are a new thing, new endeavor.
And the bee lady is suggesting she is suggesting taking your adult beverage out of the refrigerator and pouring some into a bowl to set in the garden to take care of the slugs.
I did try that and it worked really well. It did.
Just beer.
Well, that's that's why I said the adult beverage.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I did do that and it did work, but it was getting kind of expensive. I was going like every week to buy beer. And so then I found this stuff called Nature's Way, and it's these little bead things that you sprinkle around your plants. And that's worked really well too. I think you can buy it. I think we bought it off of Amazon last year and we're still using the same bag.
You can give your daughter, you can let her carry a little salt shaker out there.
I was going to say, our granddaughters, when Celia was young, she would love to go out on the front sidewalk with my salt shaker. She would just mesmerize how to kill them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to do that as a kid as well.
Bee lady says they don't drink beer and they get it from the dollar store.
Yeah.
And Russell says, what a waste of good beer. So
Rosanna says, we have slugs here in Washington State the size of puppies.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, really. I think I'd move.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, we've been on here about an hour and a half. We certainly want to be respectful of everybody's time.
Mm-hmm. And she has a little one too.
And she has a little one she's got to take care of.
Snuggled into bed and all that.
So.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for having me. This was great. It was fun.
Thank you for being on.
Yes,
like I said, one of these days we're going to have to meet somehow, somewhere.
Yes, for sure. We live too close to let an opportunity like that slip by.
Rumor has it we're going to be in Kidron this Friday. Just saying.
So
I'm planning on being there too.
Yeah, so there too. She said that.
Yes, that's what I was. So, okay. Thank you very much to all of our moderators out there. You do a wonderful job. Thank you Nicole, I'm sorry we didn't get. Sorry, your husband wasn't feeling the best. We didn't.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Didn't get him out here, Mr. Greeting Tree.
Yeah.
And,
I'll tell him he was missed.
Well, absolutely he was, because we always there's always different insights.
Yeah, and Russell, the reason I asked you if you saw the promo is because after you put that your son's name is Mr. Greeting Tree, Daryl on the promo, didn't you put Mrs. Greeting Tree,
Mr. Greeting Tree,
and Miss Greeting Tree, and Mr. Greeting Tree?
Yeah, Mrs., Mr., and Little Greeting Tree.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wasn't real sure if she wanted her daughter's name out there, and I just thought that was kind of a cute way to put it across.
A lot of people don't do that. We just shove our grandchildren into our grandchildren. When our grandchildren come over, especially the grandgirls, the two granddaughters, when they come over, the first thing they ask are you doing any videos, Nana? And if so, what kind can we help?
Okay, I'm not sure who all we have moderator-wise, but I know we had B-Lady, we had Country Girl. I'm not sure, but anybody else that was out there, we thank you so much for helping us out. We thank each and every one of you for being out there tonight and spending some time with our guest. Green Tree Farm, thank you very much for being here.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
If you haven't subscribed to them, if one of the mods, there we go, Country Girl, just put their link up there. Please go check them out. Young family, worthwhile channel. Great people. Love you more, Country Girl.
All right. Thanks so much for stopping by. Appreciate you. And we will see you. Wait, who do we have next week? Mother of Many Horses?
Mother of Many Horses.
Did I say it correctly?
You did.
We're going to have a horse farm on next week?
Mother of Many Horses is on the 2nd. If anybody wants to be our guest, the 9th is open. The 16th, folks, we have Stacy Lynn Harris. And we are going to have a bonus trivia that night also. One from Stacy Lynn Harris that she sent to me to give away.
Yes, she's an author and TV personality, and she'll be at the HOA. Yeah, she'll be at the Homestead of America conference.
With some guy that Jason seems to.
Jason,
as a mentor, Jason knows this other guy that we had on. Not sure that other guy's name. Jason, do you know who I'm talking about? So the 9th, the 23rd, and the 30th. And if anybody wants to be guest, email us.
All right.
Or if you see us on Friday, grab us and tell us, because we'll be at Layman's Friday to see Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. On Saturday, not only will Doug and Stacy be there, but Joel Salatin will also be there.
Yep. All right, everybody. Have a great week. Thanks so much for stopping in. We appreciate your time. Bye-bye.